Listening 3 PBIS4222 Modul 2 Module 2. This module talks about listening for details. The topics will be learned of Module 2 are identifying explicit details of an advertisement, an announcement, and radio programs. Identifying implicit details of seminar, a debate, and a presentation. Module 2, Unit 1. Identifying explicit details of an advertisement, an announcement, and radio programs. Module 2, Unit 1, Subunit 1. Advertisement. Advertisement. Part 1.
At Simply Sofa Beds at Notting Hill Gate, we are lowering our prices for Christmas. Masses of sofa beds for immediate delivery. Or choose a fabric from our selection of thousands and we'll deliver your sofa in no time at all. We are open 6 days a week with viewing on Sunday, so celebrate Christmas early this year with a Simply Sofa Bed at a price that's right. Simply Sofa Beds, 130 Notting Hill Gate.
Could there really be a women's magazine that's different? Yes, it's called Prima. It's packed with news, opinion, fashion, and once again, there's a free giant pull-out section with clothes to make, crafts to create, beautiful sweaters to knit. Get your second value pack issue of Prima. Prima, only 75 pence from your news agent now.
Pianos large, pianos small, and the craftsman who will repair them all. To tune, repair, or renovate, call 530-3808.
No synthesizers, no high-tech, just beautiful pianos at the One Step Music Center. The One Step Music Center, 1 High Street, One Step.
Module 2, Unit 1, Advertisement. Advertisement, Part 2.
Car Buyer magazines. Every Thursday, it gives you a choice of more new and used cars than all of your local papers put together. And for less, just 30 pence. Car Buyer for car buyers. At your news stations now.
Girls, sensitive skin really does need more sensitive care. And I take special care of my sensitive skin with Cuticura soap. Because Cuticura soap contains a medicated ingredient which cleans your skin without leaving it dry or tight. Cuticura medicated soap from chemists everywhere.
Hello, this is Bob Harris inviting you to join me this Friday and every Friday evening for the LBC Pop Review. I play the best of the recent releases, review the British and the American charts, play classic music by the big stars and new tracks by the names of tomorrow. So, it's a real mix of different styles and I'm sure you'll love music. I'd certainly love to have your company this Friday evening at 9:30, right here on LBC.
I treated myself to a surface watch and with that came the packet of Ariel Automatic.
Since you've been using Ariel, have you ever been tempted to shut off, break away and try something else?
I wouldn't dare. My husband is a police motorcyclist, and he has a white shirt every day which gives me a lot of dirty collars and cuffs. And I'm a waitress. I have a white shirt every day.
What sort of stain do you tend to get on them?
It depends on what the menu of the day is. It's usually gravy and sauces.
Yeah?
And I can pick up the shirts and throw them in the machine with Ariel Automatic, and the whole job is done. They come out clean and fresh on a low temperature time after time.
Which must be a great relief for you.
It's lovely.
Swift Interiors, we've got the inside story for you.
Let Swift Interiors create the new look for your business. Complete refurbishment for planning through partitioning to air conditioning. Swift Interiors creates a look that is right for you.
Swift.
In the office, first impression counts. So, contact Swift Interiors for the inside story.
Swift Interiors, call 205-2107.
Swift Interiors, 205-2107.
Module 2, Unit 1, Sub-Unit 2. Announcement.
British Airways Super Shuttle flight to Edinburgh. This flight is now boarding at gate number 4. British Airways Super Shuttle flight to Edinburgh. This flight is now boarding at gate number 4. British Airways passengers wishing to travel to Cork flight number BA838. This flight is now checking in at gate number 9. British Airways passengers to Cork on flight number BA838. This flight is now checking in at gate number 9.
This is security announcement. Please do not leave your baggage unattended at any time. And please do not look after baggage left by other people.
Would Mr. Ian Jackman, recently arrived from Ankara, please go to the airport information on the ground floor? Mr. Ian Jackman, recently arrived from Ankara, to the airport information on the ground floor, please.
Would Dr. Raymond Miller from Dublin please contact airport information on the ground floor? Dr. Raymond Miller from Dublin to the airport information on the ground floor, please.
Would Mr. Simpson's meeting his daughter from Cyprus please contact the airport information on the ground floor? Mr. Simpson's meeting Ivan Simpson from Cyprus, please contact the airport information on the ground floor.
Aer Lingus passengers to Dublin flight number AL141. This flight is now closing at gate number 6.
Would Mrs. Waring, meeting a passenger from Larnaca, please contact airport information on the ground floor. Mrs. Waring, meeting a passenger from Larnaca, to airport information on the ground floor, please.
Would Captain J. Brooke from Canada please contact the airport information on the ground floor? Captain J. Brooke to the airport information on the ground floor, please.
British Airways passengers for flight number BA560 to Athens. This flight is now closing at gate number 22. Would Mr. Stephen Sandberg, recently arrived from New York, to airport information on the ground floor, please?
Margaret Murphy in transit from Dusseldorf to Belfast. Please go to airport information on the ground floor. Miss Margaret Murphy in transit from Dusseldorf to Belfast. Please contact airport information on the ground floor. This is security announcement. Please do not leave your baggage unattended at any time. And please do not look after baggage left by other people.
Module 2, Unit 1, Sub-Unit 3. Radio Programs. Extract 1.
And June Adam is here with us in the studio to let us know what's happening around the town this week. Hey, June.
Hi, Chris.
Well, what have you got for us?
Right. Well, a fairly good week this week for music fans, especially if you're into jazz. If you do like jazz, you really must try to see the legendary American pianist Mo Davison and his band. They are appearing at the Jazz Cafe in Market Street on Thursday. That starts at 10 p.m. Tickets £10 in advance or £12 on the night. If you're more into heavy metal, well, the American Heavy Metal Kings Megablitz, they're in town. And they're playing at the Queen's Hall on Friday of this week as part of their European tour. Tickets on sale at the Queen's Hall and through the usual ticket agencies. Don't forget your earplugs if you're going to that one. Should be a good night out. And finally, for club goers, there's a new 70s soul night at the Sound Club in Princess Street. Sounds good.
Yes, that sounds more like my kind of thing.
Well, it certainly is more your era. Yes.
Well, yes, moving on then. Anything new in the theater this week?
Yes, indeed. There is a production of a new play by a young Scottish playwright, David Gavin, at the Theatre Royal. The play is called Dead End. It stars Charles Lovell, and it's directed by Peter Movat. It's about a young art teacher who suddenly finds...
Module 2, Unit 1, Sub-Unit 3. Radio Programs, Extract 2.
One man plans to kill her. The president dies tomorrow. Only one man can stop him. You have 24 hours. Find him, kill him. Rod Salino is the manhunter. At cinema near you from Friday, the city, Washington. The year 2025. America has a new president.
Module 2, Unit 1, Sub-Unit 3. Radio Programs, Extract 3.
You can have your say with me, Bob Barrett, here at Radio Southwest, 630-2525. That's the number to call if you want to air your views. We are talking about the Hugh Rock concert at the weekend. Were you there? What did you think of it? Our first caller is Carrie. Carrie, you're on Radio Southwest. What's on your mind?
Hello.
Hello, Carrie.
Well, yes, about the rock concert. I thought it was...
Module 2, Unit 1, Sub-Unit 3. Radio Programs, Extract 4.
And I really wasn't convinced by it. The acting, well, Donald Barlow plays the husband, a man who's faced with the choice of either remaining loyal to his best friend or attempting to save his marriage. If you think that sounds pretty familiar, the whole film is pretty much a cliché from start to finish. I found the whole thing very predictable. The characters and the situation really aren't very original. The one person I did like was Elizabeth Bell as the wife. I thought she gives a very good performance in her first major film, and the photography is good. The film looks lovely, but frankly, I found the whole thing a bit dull. It's directed by Peter Whedon, and I'm sure he's capable of better work than this. Not his best by any means.
So, it's not recommended then?
I'm afraid this isn't one of the films of the year. No.
So, moving on to the next.
Formative test. Module 2. Formative test 1. Ecotourism Part 1.
With the holiday season once again upon us, millions of people all over the world are busy thinking about their annual holidays, a chance to put our feet up, relax, and do nothing for a week or two. Sitting in a traffic jam on the way to the coast, queuing up at a packed airport terminal, or fighting your way through the crowds to find a free spot on an overcrowded beach may not be the best thing to put you in that relaxed holiday mood. But for millions of us, it's worth it for those blessed few days where we can forget about work and truly get away from it all. But with more and more people taking the skies every year, all too often the tourist search for tranquility or a touch of changing local colors is ruined by thousands of other tourists all doing the same thing. It's as if the tourist industry is becoming its own worst enemy. It is in response to this problem that a new kind of tourism is rapidly developing, ecotourism, as it's often known, and in today's program we ask whether this is the future of the tourist industry. Gavin Allen is the director of our tour company which specializes in ecotours. Gavin, what do we mean by ecotourism?
Ecotourism is really about sustainable tourism. The holiday and the leisure industry, too often, is about exploiting our resources, going for the quick money if you like, and we have all seen the damage it can do to the local environment. We can all think of places where the local economy has gained in the short term through tourism, but in the end, the very things that attracted the tourism may be lost. Ecotourism is really about preserving these assets for the future generations. We have got to think in the longer terms. The way forward must be to respect and maintain local environments. So, if you like, the tourist has to adapt the local lifestyle rather than vice versa. I think this has got to be the way forward in the future.
Module 2, Formative Test 1, Ecotourism Part 2.
So, ecotourism also involves taking tourists away from established holiday destinations to places which are much less frequented. The Kalahari Desert, for example, isn't on the usual list of been there, done that, got the t-shirt places. Virtually inaccessible to foreigners until a few years ago, the desert occupies an area of nearly 1 million square kilometers in central southern Africa. Here in what is truly one of the most inhospitable places on earth, the only people who can survive are the Kalahari busmen, until now. A British travel company is offering an 11-night all-inclusive tour of the Kalahari and 5-star hotels, afternoons lazing by the swimming pool, and sophisticated cuisine are definitely not on the menu. Matthew and Joan Wyatt have just returned from their holiday in the Kalahari. Matthew, what made you visit such an out-of-the-way sort of place?
It is an extraordinary place and an extraordinary way of life. What we are doing really is getting in touch with the way our ancestors lived thousands and thousands of years ago. The lifestyle that the bush people have is pretty much unchanged over the centuries. They are hunter-gatherer. The men go hunting and the women gather food from wherever they can find it, and they share everything. So we had to fit in with that.
The thing is, you're not just a guest here. If you are a visitor, you can't just put your feet up and let everyone else do the work. You're expected to muck in and do your bit and so you have to join in with that way of life. So being a woman, I was part of the gathering party.
And what kind of things did you come back with?
Well, usually some sort of leaves that tasted rather like spinach, which they used to make a salad, nuts. But there are also these beetles. There are these enormous yellow and black desert beetles, which they actually bake in the hot sun.
Good Lord! And you actually eat them?
Yes, funnily enough, they tasted rather like crab, a little bit crunchy outside. Delicious, especially when you're hungry.
As for the men, what did they get up to?
As a man, I was part of the hunting party, which I'm afraid to say wasn't all that successful. We spent a lot of time nearly catching things. Usually our catch would consist of a hare or a bullfrog or two.
And what does that taste like?
It tastes like nothing on earth, actually. Like nothing else on earth.
And that's just one of the ecotourism options now on over. Among the other eco-holidays, you can have a taste of the gaucho lifestyle, staying and working on a cattle ranch on the borders of Chile and Argentina, join archaeologists in the North African desert, or live the life of a religious hermit on an uninhabited island of the west coast of Ireland. But if roving isn't quite to your taste, perhaps you'd like to use your holiday to learn a local craft or skill. And these days, it seems you can learn almost anything, from Italian cookery in Tuscany to riding Lusitano horses in northern Portugal. We caught up with journalist Isabel Fahy, who had just spent 2 weeks on a yoga retreat in Ulpota in the Sri Lankan jungle. Isabel, describe the experience to us.
It's paradise. There is no other word for it. You are surrounded by glorious scenery. You can swim in mountain lakes, take showers in waterfalls, and take midnight strolls through the paddy fields. The yoga takes place in bamboo-roofed pavilions, and there is a local medicine man on hand to give ancient Ayurvedic treatments. You learn so much, and it's like being in heaven.
Even though there's no electricity or hot water?
No, there are no traditional Western luxuries, but I can guarantee that you will come back feeling thoroughly spoiled.
That's you, Isabel. It's obviously been a wonderful experience. So, whatever your taste, it seems there's an eco-holiday to suit you, and perhaps this is how we'll all be spending our holidays in a few years instead of living on the beach in the Mediterranean. Who knows?
Module 2, Unit 2, Identifying Implicit Details of Seminar, a Debate and a Presentation. Module 2, Unit 2, Subunit 1, Motivation Seminar. Sell, sell, sell.
Okay, people, let's do this thing. Now turn the page. Go on, turn the page. What do we have here? I will tell you what we have here. The most important part of this whole talk. That's what we are here. If you only take one thing from today, let's be this. Read the top. Read it. What's that it say? it says sell your way to success. That's right. It's about selling. You know the product, but you can't sell it? Can you sell it? Well, let's learn how. Step 1, get their attention. Get their attention. Vital. And how do you do that? As soon as they open the door, smile. Give a big smile. Always smile. I want to see you people smile. Come on, smile. Good. That's rule 1. Rule 2. Get straight to the point. Say who you are and what you have for them. Hi, I'm Breadwinner and I have got something special for you today. Now quick, move on. Step 2. Get their interest. Start by saying you are doing a survey and you want their opinion. That makes them feel valued. Ask them a couple of questions. Then show them the product. Show them the product as soon as you can. When they see it, the link is made. Finally, tell them it's free if they let you demonstrate it. That's right. Say it's theirs to keep, whatever, but get inside so you can demonstrate it. Step 3. Come on, people. Keep up. Step 3. Get their desire. Their desire. Make them want it. Tell them about the advantages of the product. Why it is the best thing in their sad little lives. And then here's the key. Give it to them. Give it to them so they can hold it. Bang! Another link is made. You see? Now, step 4. The most important part. Get their money. Money, people. That is what it's all about. How do you get their money? Easy. Trick 1. Go for their sympathy. Tell them you are working your way through college. Or it's the first day. Something. Anything. But get their sympathy. Trick 2. Make them feel guilty. Say that their kid deserves this. Every good parent would want one. Trick 3. Give them a free offer. Buy one, get a second free. A free offer. How can they refuse? Use as many tricks as you like, but be sure of one thing. Never leave without a sale. That's our golden rule, people. Never leave without sale. Now, over the page. Go on. Turn the page.
Module 2, Unit 2, Subunit 2. Debate. Next stop. Mars.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Space Society. To live in the 21st century is to live in an age where communication and technology seems to rule our world. And almost inevitably, we find ourselves thinking about human settlement of other planets. Tonight, the topic of our debate is the colonization of other planets. Here with us, we have Dr. Timothy Brown and Dr. Sandra Wilkins. Dr. Brown, may I ask you to speak first?
Thank you. Let me start by making one thing clear. Colonization of other planets is certain. It's only a matter of time. Oh, and of course, money. To build a spaceship capable of carrying hundreds of people is not cheap. However, once built, all a spaceship needs is enough fuel, food, water, and oxygen, and colonization becomes a reality. I see 3 steps to colonization. First, we need to know how to live in space. and thanks to the International Space Station. This step is already achieved. The next logical step is to establish a colony on the Moon. And then, step 3 on Mars, our nearest planet. Imagine how much we can discover about a planet by living there. Imagine also, if we set up a powerful telescope on the Moon or Mars, how much more we can learn about the universe. It's mankind's destiny to colonize other planets. We must not fall in this challenge.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Brown. And now, may I ask Dr. Sandra Wilkins to speak?
Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Brown, for that interesting speech. I'm glad the good doctor referred to money. Just think for a moment how much money colonization of the Moon or Mars or any other planets would take. Billions and billions of dollars to put a handful of people on a dead planet. The fact is colonization is just too expensive. People may talk of huge resources of copper, diamonds, and other precious minerals on other planets, but no one knows they are there. We should spend the money on this planet, on feeding people and protecting Earth's environment, rather than make foolish and costly trips into space.
Many thanks, Dr. Wilkins. And now, are there any questions from the audience? Yes, the lady over there.
Module 2, Unit 2, Subunit 3, Presentation. The Core of the Future.
Thank you for coming, everyone. As you know, it is our job here at Future Design Technologies to predict market trends before they happen. This forward thinking allows us to advise our clients so they can be first on the market. Now, today's presentation will show how we see the development of the motor car in the short term, and that is why we have invited all of you here today. Let's start with the power. It's clear that petrol-driven engines have no future. Already there are many AFVs. For those of you who don't know, that means alternative fuel vehicles on the market, powered by anything from propane to solar power to natural gas. In fact, as long ago as the 1930s, vehicles were running on natural gas. Some independent thinkers have even produced cars that run on vegetable oil. But as we all know, of all these alternative fuel vehicles, the most practical are EVs, or electric vehicles. Sure, in the past EVs had their problems, namely a limited driving range and very few recharging points, which limited their use. Now, however, recent developments in EV technology mean they can match conventional petrol engines in terms of performance and safety. Let's not forget that EVs are cleaner. They are in fact zero-emission vehicles. Plus, importantly, the power source is rechargeable, so this doesn't involve using any valuable resources. Now, the really exciting thing is this, the fuel cell. Looks like a skateboard, doesn't it? Really, it's just a battery, but it's contained in the vehicle chassis. The area where the engine would normally be is free, so you have far more space. The design options for the vehicle interior are huge. Moving on to communications. Very soon, cars will have their own navigation system. They will be linked to GPS satellites, so they will do all the driving for you. What controls remain for the occupants will be audio-based. So, for example, you just have to say, a bit warmer, and the air conditioning will adjust automatically. You'll also be able to receive email, music, and movies all via an internet link. So just step in the destination you want. Sit back, sleep, watch a movie, whatever. All the extra space where the engine was can be like a lounge. All the chairs can face each other.
What about car crashes?
Lasers and radar sensors will track nearby cars so you'll never crash. It'll be perfectly safe. Now that's the end of the introduction.
Formative test. Module 2. Formative test 2. Seminar Workplace Etiquette.
Okay, as a new employee, you are working into an unfamiliar environment. At the same time, you want to make a good impression and build healthy relationships. After all, you may be living with these people 5 days a week for a long time. The following 5 pointers can help you with the hurdles of office etiquette as you ease into your new job. Listen. Probably the single most important factors in creating a good relationship is listening. Make eye contact with the person speaking to you and give your full attention. Your colleagues will be willing to share information with you if you show you are willing to hear it. Respond. When someone speaks, respond by addressing the issue she or he has brought up. Changing the subject abruptly can be offensive. You may add your own ideas, but do this after acknowledging the other person's point of view. Do your homework. You may be eager to show your talents and skills in the first few days at your new job. But first, you need to understand the dynamics of the office. For example, you need to find out about the process by which decisions are made. Are they made through collaborations or do they come from the top? In any case, collaborate with your co-workers. Advance new ideas cautiously. Perhaps you are fresh out of colleagues and full of new ideas, and you can't wait to share them with your colleagues. Although you may be sincere, your coworkers may think that you are criticizing their ways of doing things. This will be very unlikely result in an unfriendly atmosphere. To avoid this unpleasant outcome, first acknowledge the positive aspects of the old methods before you make suggestions for improvement. Find ways to build relationships. Bring a box of donuts, or if you work in a health-conscious environment, a more nutritious snacks like muffins or fruit to the office. This will indicate your willingness to befriend others. Although you may be tempted to work through your breaks at first, it may result in you being isolated. Remember that chatting about the job with new colleagues is as important as getting your work done at your desk.
This is the end of audio Module 2, Listening 3, PBIS4222.